Hey, what's going on, YouTube? This is BBSP. I wanted to do a quick, just a player comparison, you know what I mean, between two players who are arguably the best player in the league. One is hurt right now, one is trying to go for his third championship. Kawhi Leonard and Kevin Durant. You know, I wanted to do a comparison to their careers and who I think will end up higher on the all-time greatest list. Now, we all know what Kevin Durant did, you know what I mean, with the Texans, put up record points. Blitz was scoring machine, absolute scoring machine. He spent 1 year at Texas, got drafted in 2007 to the Seattle Supersonics, which later became the Oklahoma City Thunder after they relocated, you know. And he was a beast coming out the gate, you know. Basically, he was neck and neck. For me, he was neck and neck with Greg Oden, even though Greg Oden, you know, he had a storied career at Ohio State. I felt like KD would be somewhat the better pro. You know what I mean, coming out the gate. And that proven, you know. Then, you know, OKC had a running mate with Russell Westbrook. Took the league by storm. Was a younger, up-and-coming team, you know. Made the playoffs. Back in their third year together. Pretty much reminiscent of the Orlando Magic in the 90s, you know what I mean? Basically, right now, I'm just, you know, you saw KD's, you saw Kevin Durant's potential there. That he was going to be one of the top players in the league, one of the top players in the league coming out. You know, fast forward to 2012, along with him, Russell Westbrook, young James Harden, Serge Ibaka. They went to the NBA Finals where they lost in 6 games to the Miami Heat. You know, but you could tell that they were going to be there, you know, pretty much year in and year out, or so people thought. You know, then, you know, struggled with injuries the next couple seasons. Russell Westbrook did. Basically, 2013, they basically were on the, you know, pace to go back to the finals until Russell Westbrook got hurt. Then, fast forward to 2014, Russell Westbrook was still recovering from that injury, and this is where KD emerged as an MVP candidate. It took his game to a whole nother level to where he was in the conversation with LeBron James as the best player in the league at that time. 2014, you know, arguably was Kevin Durant's peak. He peaked. Won MVP. Basically took the Thunder, you know, to be honest with you, I thought the Thunder was possibly going to win the championship that year, despite the fact that San Antonio had lost the previous before, and San Antonio was starting to come together as a team. You know, coincidentally enough, Kawhi Leonard was on that 2014 Spurs team. Well, I'm going to get to him later, but, you know, comparison right now is to, as far as their careers go, a lot of people, you know, fast forward to a couple years later, I thought again you know, KD wasn't strong enough, he had a strong enough team to win a championship, but he made that move to Golden State, which I thought was rather weak. It was rather weak on his part because he could have easily went to any contender. Because think about it. Even though OKC took some steps back, he was ascending. He was rising as an individual dominant player in the league. But I felt like it was kind of it was a cop out, and he sold himself short by going to Golden State. Though still, he still putting up efficient numbers, scoring efficiently, mid-range game, and won back-to-back championships with Golden State. And then, he suffered the injury, going, trying for the three-peat after that. We are where we are now. Now, with Kawhi Leonard, he was a little bit more low-key. Nobody saw his rise as an elite player in the league, He stayed at Iowa State. Was kind of low-key. Got drafted to the Pacers in 2011. And went to the Pacers. Drafted the Pacers first and foremost. Was it George Hill he got traded for, or was it I'm not sure. Was it a pick for George Hill, or somebody got to inform me on that, man, because I not quite sure about that. I'm not quite sure about that. But yeah, he got traded to the Spurs, and you saw the potential, okay? You definitely saw the potential, with Kawhi, especially the first couple of years with San Antonio, with the Spurs, he said, yeah, this guy, he's got a potential to be one of the best players in the league here if he keeps moving on his game and refining his offense. But what 2014 NBA championship with San Antonio, Finals MVP. And even though he won Finals MVP, his numbers weren't really that staggering when you think about it. It was more so on the defensive end what he did as to why he won Finals MVP. His numbers weren't really that staggering, eye-opening, as far as the usual Finals MVP on the offensive end. But, basically, a couple years passed, and say about a couple years ago, he started to get recognized as one of the elite players in the league. He improved on his offense. Mid-range game, he got improved. Defensively, he was still stout. And he extended his range in his offensive game. You could tell just by looking at it year in and year out. But, yeah, 2017 was probably the first year he actually was considered an elite player in the league. San Antonio was probably, the Spurs were probably the second greatest team in the, second best team in the conference that season. And, that first game with Golden State pretty much gave him everything he had up until that injury where Bachula, whatever the hell his name is, stuck his foot out. And basically, he really wasn't the same after that because he missed the entire 2018 season due to that injury. But next year, he gets traded to Toronto. And we go fast forward to the playoffs, and goes on one of the best runs, one of the best runs in recent memory, all the way to the championship. Now, granted, it was against an injury a horrible Golden State Warriors team. I mean, there's some variables attached to that. I'm gonna get to that in one of my next videos here. Though I still believe that if Golden State was healthy, I don't think the Raptors win that. But end of the day, you got to play who's in front of you, But you gotta take your hat off to Kawhi in that particular playoff run. Basically, took the lead, put Toronto over the hump, and took them to the championship. But yeah, who do I think is gonna end up long-term the greater player? I gotta say it's Kevin Durant. I'm sorry, because when you look at it, you look at Kevin Durant's body of work, he stands out more because he has a regular season MVP, number one. He's already at way over 20,000 points. I got to get the exact number. I'm not sure, but I know he's way over 2,500 points already. And even though I feel like his move to Golden State was weak, and it kind of destroyed the competition in the NBA, sort of, destroyed the competition in the NBA. Like, even then, his numbers accumulated during that time in Golden State. Even though it's, you could say it was kind of, like I said before. Okay, it was a weak move on his part. I thought the move was weak. I thought the move, it was anti-competitive. But at the same time, you got to give him credit for at least maintaining consistency. He maintained his consistency, and he, fit into that Golden State system well, and he still was averaging over 30 points a game, But I feel like KD's body of work is going to be stronger than Kawhi's long term. Even though Kawhi is one of the top 3 players in the league right now, I feel as though his body of work isn't quite extensive, even if he does win another championship or 2. I feel like his body of work is kind of lagging as far as regular season MVPs, total points, career points, and I don't think he started making all NBA first teams until 2017, if I'm not mistaken, right? He didn't start making all NBA teams. Was it 20? Maybe a little bit sooner than that. But I'm pretty sure that he didn't start making all NBA teams, second teams or first teams until 2016, 2017. I just feel like in the end, Kevin Durant's overall body of work